Great, I'm picking up. So how was Berlin?
Berlin is amazing. I was really, really bored in Miami and I needed to get the fuck out of there. So I'm super happy. I'm getting my master's, so it's
It's
great.
so badass. I'm definitely asking you about that. Yeah, but yeah. Wait, okay, when did you move there?
In March.
In March. Wait, what month is it? So, okay, so like you've been there for a decent amount of time. Dude, last time I've only been to Berlin a few times, but one time I was there for like a week, and I just thought if I lived here, it would kill me. It is incredible how one of my best friends moved there. And
Uh-huh.
I thought, okay, well, maybe if you're like not a tourist and you live there, like you're not going out every night. Like, no, my friend and her friends, like it's just part of the culture. I don't understand how they maintain jobs. Like, it is the it it's the nightlife is like nothing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I feel like once you have your own place, everything changes because you kind of like become the boss of your routine, right? In the beginning, when I was kind of floating around, it was insane. But now that I finally found a place, I'm like, okay, calm down. Yeah.
Dude, so are
Yeah.
you like how often do you go out?
Um, like once a week.
Oh, that's completely reasonable. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
amazing. And like, but is that like you're seeing the sunrise? Because I couldn't. I remember being at a club being like, there's still literally like 10,000 people here, and the sun is up, fully.
yeah. So the thing is that, to be honest, I only go out when I play or when a really good friend plays or when my friends are visiting and I have to go out. But I don't really like going out, just like, oh, let's go out 3 days in a row. Like, no, like,
No, my body breaks down. I mean, I just did 3 days in a row DJ in the Middle East, and like I just got to Ibiza, and I'm just like, I mean, I've cried a few times. Like, I'm just like, this is people who do this for. It's so intense. I guess if you're not working, it's like it's less hopefully intense. But yeah, 3 days in a row is really hard.
I don't really know how you're doing everything you're doing.
Man,
Fuck.
not great, not great.
Oh my God.
Uh,
I met
how have you like broke how have you gotten DJ gigs out there? Like how have you broken into the scene? Has that been hard? Because I feel like they're also like quite snobby.
Yeah, it's hard, but you know how it is. It's just like the hustle, just like meeting people, talking to people, sending mixes, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, it's the same shit. Yeah.
Do you speak German?
Nine. No.
Oh my god, I was literally like, what does that mean? Yes or no? Well, nine.
Nine
I
is
should know
no.
that.
No, I
I
only
was
know yeah, which is
so
yes. Nine is no. Dankeschön, thank you. Uh,
so can you get it? You don't? Does everybody speak English?
Yeah, pretty much everyone except for like Uber drivers or the people at the Spätis, which are like the little stores. But like, yeah, you can definitely survive.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
Do you so is your school also in English then?
yeah, it
Do
is.
you do you want to learn German?
If I stay, for sure.
So you
Um,
might stay.
I'm actually thinking about it because I really, really like it. Because I felt in Miami, it felt like I couldn't really do anything. Like I couldn't grow. Like I felt like I was kind of trapped in this swamp.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and here there's just like so many opportunities and things to do, and like every time I go to a place, I'm like, where am I? Right? It's like new places all the time, and I really like it.
That is so fucking awesome.
Men are so interesting here. Like people are actually smart. You can have conversations with people. It's amazing.
Oh man, that's maybe I haven't experienced that on tour because I haven't gone to Berlin yet. I was just telling my partner, I was like, dude, it's crazy. Like you think like you're traveling the world, you're like meeting the most interesting. There isn't like a single person I met that I've been like attracted to or like thought was that like it's so mind blowing to me how. But maybe I just because I'm always like in my green room, the stage gone. Like it's probably not fair, but that's good to know that they exist in Berlin.
Yeah, but I always like the most unavailable people anyway. It's really funny.
Oh, isn't that how that goes? Isn't that how that goes?
Yeah, I met this guy. Is It's only you and me, right?
Well, okay, so this part is only you and me, but this will live on our YouTube channel. So if you
Okay,
want, if okay, you call me afterwards to tell me about this guy.
I'll tell you later.
I've said a lot of incriminating things on here, and I'm like, shit, this is gonna be somewhere later. So do you wait? Are you gonna come back and visit the States anytime?
Of course, yeah. I'm playing at 3 Points in Miami in
Oh,
October.
damn!
And then,
Congrats.
yeah, and then whenever you tell me to go see you, I'll go see you.
I love that. Wait, and what is the when is 3 points? October?
Yeah.
October. What's happening in October? I'm trying to think if I'll be around. Dude, that's going to be so fun. Good for you.
How come
Is
you're not
your I
there?
mean, I know that your degree, I'll touch on this in the interview that will live on the radio. So like I'll do a little blurb and then that portion will live on the radio show. So I might
Okay.
like ask you something that we've talked about. But your the degree you're getting is in visual experience and design. Is that right?
It's called Visual Experience Design, yeah.
So are you still wanting to pursue DJing after this, or how do those come together, or what are you
Yeah.
thinking?
I mean, my major is fine arts, and then I became a graphic designer. So that's what I do for a living, right? So the master's is kind of like getting deeper into that. But of course, I mean, I cannot live without music. So yeah, and I'm actually thinking about because I'm producing an EP right now. So I'm thinking about how to incorporate the EP into my final thesis. So yeah,
What is it sound what is the not genre, that's an annoying word. What is it sounding like? Like what is like if you had to give me a descriptive word or like closest reference artist or something.
So to be honest with you, I've been trying to develop kind of like the soundscape of what I like my music to sound like. So I just have a lot of different things kind of like floating around. And with my thesis, should I tell you about the thesis or whatever? You're gonna have it here anyway.
Yeah,
But
whatever. You can do it twice.
yeah, so basically we're getting into all this technological stuff like AI agency,
Oh
the
shit.
new algorithmic identity, and all this stuff. So you know that like we're kind of like slaves of our new algorithmic identity, right? Like
Yeah.
our, yeah, like
Like
our,
living in an echo chamber feedback. Is
yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so we're in the middle of the 4.0 era or the fourth industrial revolution, which is when the tools that we have created gain agency, right? So so like I've been thinking about that, right? So if like there's all these tools that are making decisions for us, right? And that are somehow changing our collective consciousness because, of course, like if we are making choices guided by these tools, right? And we don't even like realize that, then I think that somehow that has to change our collective unconscious because, right, our decisions are now influenced by that.
A hundred
So I
percent.
I've been thinking about that, and that's kind of like creepy and kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but then it's like AI is going to be part of music and art.
Yep.
It's inevitable,
Yep.
right? So if we're artists, how can we use those tools in our advantage, right? Not like in a very kind of like unconscious way, but like thinking about our spirituality, our humanness, right? Kind of like being aware that they are becoming part of the creation of
I
the
mean, the
creation.
truth is that nothing is done or created in a bubble. Like I'm influenced by it's been humans in the past, right? The other creations or other people, and I mean, it is crazy that it's robots now, but I mean, we've always been the product of our environments. Our environment is now wild, but yeah. I mean, I think it's being aware of that and utilizing it versus trying to stop it. Like,
I mean, we
you're
can.
never going to create in a bubble. You're never going to not have AI at this point. So I think that's really really cool. I
Yeah.
would love. Do you have you? I mean, offline, have you started producing any of the music?
Yeah, yeah. So I have things that, because I've been producing for a year now, like learning, right? And so I have like many different things, many different styles. But now what I was gonna tell you is that now I'm thinking about more like, I feel like we're all gonna be kind of even more fucked up mentally pretty soon, right? Because yeah,
Oh God,
shit
is
is
that even
crazy.
possible? Fuck.
Yeah. So I want to get into frequencies more, and like see how that can help. So if
Like
you like,
therapy, like
yeah,
therapeutic.
like music in general. What if like the music that you produce and like it's good music, right? Like for example, you play very happy music. It's all like, major chords, like dee, 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 dee. So that's cool, right? But what if we can also kind of like incorporate frequencies in there and things that are, healing, right? And like people don't even
Whoa.
realize that they're listening to that, but they are. So I think that would be a cool thing to do. So that's what I'm gonna try.
Dude, that is so inspiring. So today I launched my imprint, with my first and only probably label imprint. Defected is backing it, so we're utilizing their resources and their marketing and,
So,
and pitching and whatever. But I was like, please send me anything.
of
I
course.
love you, and I think what you're doing is amazing. And we are, looking to do. We're starting. I'm doing a tour, but the tour after parties will be yes, yes, yes parties, and then one day full party festivals. But it would be so cool to have you doing like your own tent with frequency
Right? Yeah.
focused sound healing experiences, to like, I think we go to dance to feel good or to escape or whatever it is. But what a cool intentional way to experience music, if I'm understanding it right.
Yeah, because the idea, like the full idea, is to have some sort of, I like to call it cyborg ritual. So it's like, right, like remember rituals and ceremonies and things that, natives used to do
Which are so
to kind of
important.
like keep the community together and to heal and blah, blah, blah. So kind of like bring that back. So instead of having AI kind of like bring us away from our humanity, use it to kind of like bring us together again. And I want to make an installation. My friend is going to make the visuals, so it's like frequency and rhythm and patterns and like like cool shit. And so she's gonna make amazing visuals, and then I'll make the music, and then we'll put it together. And then so yeah.
Dude, you should. I mean, like, you should be taking that to like Art Basel and to like Electric Forest and Burning Man and the Oregon
Well,
Country Fair and
yeah, I just actually sent my proposal for the thesis, and I start writing it in October. So yeah, by the end of December, I'll have something together, something kind of ready, and then I'll show you.
okay, amazing. Everybody loves Burning Man. I went for the first time. I get it. It's blah blah blah. But there's a place in the forest in Oregon called the Oregon Country Fair, which is very. It's my parents have been going since their 20s. It's very similar. It's like very similar ethos, except it's in the forest, which is way more awesome.
Amazing.
And but like the same kind of people gravitate towards it and stuff. And there's a lot of in one of the open fields, weird sound installation art pieces, and I I just feel like they would love you. And if
Yeah,
you are interested in bringing this to the U.S. at any point, I'm
fuck
helping them
yeah.
to try to get more women involved
Okay.
in the festival, since like most there aren't that many. So and you would love it. It's my favorite place on the planet.
Yeah.
I'll never miss it. I've been there since the womb. It is the most magical, like fairy. It's incredible, and it's actually only mostly bluegrass music, but the sound installations are electronic, so that could be really cool.
Amazing. Yeah. I'm
Yeah, let me
super
know when
down.
you're ready to share that. Oh,
Yeah.
so this is. Oh, it sounds like you're wow going to a whole new. I feel like Miami is maybe a little bit about like not. I love Miami. Not to. This is not meant to be a negative thing, but similar to LA, it's like kind of a place where you're trying to make the most in a more material constructed way of yourself. And it seems like you have moved to Berlin and are like on another level.
Yeah, Miami. Miami is a weird ass place, and if you learn about the history, then like you start kind of like understanding why it's so weird. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I was kind of stuck in there. I was with a boyfriend, you know, the guy Sinopoli,
Oh
for a
yeah.
very long time,
Yeah,
and
which also would be really intense. Like it's like, he's a heavy, heavy, heavy hitter in that place, and then your identity is. Oh man, I personally would have to fucking get the fuck out of there.
exactly. So I was trying, but I really felt like I was like part of the swamp, like it wouldn't let me
Yeah,
go, you know. But now I
yeah.
finally did it, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah,
like.
you seem lighter and brighter, and like you're operating on just what you're thinking about is more interesting and matters more, and it's really cool. I mean, I
Thank
think you've
you.
always been that way, but this is like a whole other level.
Thank you, LP. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Mwah.
Okay, well, I know it's late where you are, so let me get into this little interview. I'm sorry if you're gonna maybe have to do a brief repeat of what you said, but this whole part is only 5 minutes, so you can do the shortened part.
Okay.
Um, wow, I wrote this super late at night, so let me just make sure I have your bio right. And it's
How-
eveava, right?
Eveava, yeah.
Eveava, yeah, okay. Oh my goodness, if I fuck up, I'll just start again. Okay. You are listening to Femme House Radio with LP Giobbi, and our next guest is a dear friend and wonderful DJ and producer, eveava. Her fresh approach to crafting her sets involves unearthing songs from older eras and artfully blending them with more contemporary or futuristic sounds. Whether it's throwing in a bolero from the 30s before an Aphex Twins track and then following it with an Amapiano gem or a rare Bowie a cappella sample, eveava's eclectic selection is an open relationship between the past and the future, the groovy and edgy, the organic and the machine-like. Her productions influence rich percussion, spoken word samples, entrancing melodies, soulful grooves, and experimental textures into techno-infused beats and arpeggiated synth leads, resulting in a vibrant sound. eveava has played alongside the likes of Axel Bowman, Floating Points, DJ Tennis, Nicola Cruz, and Pantha de Prince, to name a few. eveava was born in Medellin, Colombia, and is currently based in Berlin, where she is pursuing her master's degree in visual and experience design and finishing work on her EP. eveava, it is such an honor to have you.
Thank you, LP.
Okay, so tell me what it is like being in Berlin and describe to us what you are studying. What does visual and experience design mean?
Berlin is amazing. I felt like I needed to move somewhere where I could expand my horizons in a creative way. And I was in Miami for a very long time. And I feel like coming to Berlin has been the change that I needed. And yeah, I'm getting my master's on visual and experience design, which is kind of like a blend between visual communication and digital design. So you can get into UX, UI design, or you can get into installation design. You can become an art director. There's many things that you can do. But I'm learning a lot about technology, and I'm learning about all the crazy new technological tools that designers can use to create crazy, cool things.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So this is what is your end goal? I feel like that's such a capitalistic question. You don't have to have an end goal, but if you do, what is your end goal with this degree? What are you hoping to do with it? Do you have a master plan in mind?
I feel like it changes all the time because the more I learn, the more I change. Like my mind changes, and the more like crazy things I want to do. So right now, what I'm thinking is that I want to blend my two passions, one being design and one being music. And so, for example, for my thesis, I want to create a project which is going to be an installation that merges music. So it's going to be my new EP, and then also with visuals that a friend is going to create to, so it's going to be an audiovisual immersive experience.
So cool. Oh man. So tell us about your EP you're working on. Sonically, where is it taking us?
So I've been working with a friend. I've actually been learning with him for like about a year now. His name is Alan Amoroso from Miami. Hey, Alan. And we have this project called Alan and Eve. And we've been exploring a lot of different things. So we've been doing, for example, some beats that are more Afro, kind of like uh, Afro disco stuff, and
Ooh.
then yeah, trying to blend things that like you read on my biography or whatever. I like to kind of like always bring the past into the future and the future into the past, and try to mix different things to create something that sounds unique. So
Mm.
I couldn't give it a name because it's just like a mixture of many different things.
I love
And
it.
it also has a pretty edgy sound to it, but at the same time, it feels very organic sometimes.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and we're,
Send it to me.
of course,
I
yes.
can't wait to hear that. It sounds very much you. Sounds like you are making music that represents you.
Yes, trying, and also like I was telling you before, for the music for the installation, we want to also incorporate frequencies. So we're also giving it that extra layer um, of thought, right? Because we want people to have a very nice, unique experience when they listen to the music.
Ah, so cool. Frequency really does change ourselves and therefore how we're feeling. It's wild. So
Yeah.
you're playing at 3 Points in October. Huge congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And so this is a personal question that I love to ask all DJs. It's a selfish question. And
Hmm.
it's a multiple part question.
Hmm.
One, where do you find your tracks? Like, where do you crate dig? Two,
Hmm.
how do you organize those tracks within Rekordbox? Assuming you use Rekordbox. And then three, how do you prep for a particular set? Do you put together a crate of songs that you think will work for that set, few hundred or whatever it is? Or are you downloading histories from past sets and sort of pulling from that? Or are you just going within your folders that you've organized up to this point? Like, what is your system?
Okay, so what was the first question again?
Where do you crate dig? Where do you find
Oh,
new
that's right,
tunes?
that's right. I love Bandcamp because I
Dude,
find,
Bandcamp. Your DJ
yeah,
tennis too. I'm just like, what? How do you band? It's honestly not a very intuitive interface for me. So this is interesting.
yeah. I don't even know. Like sometimes I think about a song, like let's say a really old song, right? Let's say, um, I don't know, like David Bowie, right? So I think about a song and then I start looking for edits. And then I found
Oh,
a really weird edit on Bandcamp. And then I go in a rabbit hole in Bandcamp, just like,
because
things
like, do
that
they
are,
suggest to you like if you like
yeah,
this, you
things
might
that are
also.
related, and you can also go into people's libraries. So if I follow you, then I can see your library and then I can see what else you have, and then that takes you into someone else's library, and it's like weird like that. So it's pretty cool.
Damn, I need to get into this because all my favorite DJs have said that, and I'm just like
Yeah.
out here going off my Shazams, which are half the time completely incorrect. Okay, amazing.
Yeah, Shazam sucks.
Dude,
It's
it's so
bad.
you're like, what? That is not what. No, I would not have Shazam this.
Exactly. Yes.
How do you organize your tracks then once you have them?
Okay, so I have OCD for sure.
Yes,
I'm very,
same.
very organized, and that's because of my graphic design thing.
Mm,
So I have on my record box, I have a folder that's by genre, right?
okay.
So I do have like, a folder that's like deep house, a folder that's Afro, a folder that's disco. I have stuff like
Okay.
that, but like those are kind of like towards the bottom,
Okay.
and I just put like everything in there. Like
Yeah.
when I download like a lot of house, then I put it in there, whatever. But to be honest, like I rarely go in there. I
Yeah.
just need to have it, because I feel better if I have that.
Yep.
Then and then for sets, like for each gig,
Yeah.
it's always different. Like sometimes like I feel like I want a certain mood, right? And I start thinking about just like tracks that I want to play, and I just start throwing things in a folder. um,
And you find those just by like you can recall their name, or like maybe you're digging through one of the genre folders and like, is that how
yeah,
you're?
like I'm really good with names. I do remember.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yes, I'm
God,
super annoying. I do remember the names of the tracks.
that
um,
that's game changing.
yeah. And sometimes, honestly, also like I just start listening to random things. Let's say if I type the name of a track on Record Box, then like it kind of shows you tracks that have this the same word, right? Like it just shows you a bunch of tracks with like the same word. Like if you look
Right.
summertime, then you have a lot of tracks with summer or with time. And I just start listening to like random things, and then I'm like, oh my God, this track from like 20 years ago, I love it.
No way. And
Yeah,
you're
it's
just
super random.
trusting the DJ gods to just provide you with the right. Wow, that is a lot
They
of
do.
trust.
They do. I mean, when you have like, and I'm sure you do too, when you have over like 15K tracks, then like something good is gonna appear.
Wait, that isn't. I mean, there have definitely been gigs though where I thought that was going to happen, and like I have a 7 minute track going, and I'm on minute like 6:40, and I'm like, still nothing. Oh my god, it stresses me out. So I'm like, there. I have to
Oh,
get better at this.
oh, but you're talking about when you're on the CDJs already, when you're playing.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm talking more about when you're kind of
Pre.
like planning. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's way less stressful. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
is oh interesting. You're just like, and that's how you're kind of discovering old songs and like, because that's what I find is like I'm like I there's a few tracks like I love playing all the time, and then I get sick of those and I move on to another one, then I forget about the like
Yeah.
I do have a crate called like oldie but goodie to try to like remember ones that I used to love in
Yeah.
case you want to. But that's a great way to just sort of randomly find new songs that you might have forgotten about. Good
Yeah,
call.
for sure.
Great tip. Well, it is such an honor to have you on the show. I love what you're doing. I'm so impressed that you moved to Berlin, moved to a new city, started this new thing, expanding your mind in such an incredible way. We are huge fans of yours at Femme House. Thank you for being with us on Femme House Radio.
Thank you so much, LP. I'm honored to be here.
Yay. Okay, let me stop this. And final question, tell us about the mix that we are in the middle of and about to continue back into.
Yeah, so this was actually a really cool exercise because I try to think about femme and gender expansive artists who were pioneer women in electronic music. For example, Delia Derbyshire and Wendy Carlos.
I was going to say Wendy Carlos. Sick.
Yes. So the intro is Delia. She was known for her work with the BBC Radiophonic Workshop in the 1960s, and she became very important in the UK. She influenced Chemical Brothers, Aphex Twins, Orbital, and a lot of different artists. And then I threw in there Clockwork Orange by Wendy Carlo. She's a
Wow.
transgender woman.
I can't wait to hear how you mix that in. That's incredible.
Yeah. So when she released an album in 1968, called Switched on Back, and it's Johann Sebastian Bach performed on a Moog. So it's kind of crazy, and it
She's
became
my first. That's the first time I ever heard of synth. Was that album?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very
awesome.
influential.
So that was considered the first electronic only commercial success in history, which is really cool.
So great.
And she was also praised for raising public awareness on transgender issues, which is kind of cool. And then I also have Laurie Anderson in there. And then I have a bunch of like women, gender expansive people like Bjork, Eris Drew. I also threw in MC Light, like one of the first.
Oh my God, this is incredible. So you, this, I don't know if anybody's done that yet for this mix. I mean, it
That's
is on Femme House Radio, but it's usually, you know, it's not, that's so, oh, I need to highlight, did you send us the track list? Because,
Yeah.
okay, we got to highlight this. This is incredible.
Yeah, so it was really cool, kind of like thinking about that and remembering all the amazing artists that have contributed to the electronic music history.
Incredible. Thank you so much for spending such thoughtful time and energy on this. We are very, very grateful.
Of course, thank you, LP, for the opportunity.